Now, everybody always tells me that they would love to own an animal shelter. Well, we have a dog shelter. We're packed full of dogs, and I thought I would tell you 10 things that you didn't know about owning a shelter for sick dogs. Now, number one is that dogs are always fighting. You won't believe that when you watch videos and you think that they're all friendly, but there's a reason why in shelters dogs are all separated. They're into different groups because some males, some females just don't get along. So just like humans, dogs are constantly fighting. So we need to be very careful of that. You do not want to be in the middle of a dog fight. Seems like a pretty obvious one, but dogs pooping. The amount of poop that has to get cleaned up here on a daily basis is pretty extreme. So if you think we have 23 dogs at the moment, they probably poop 3 times a day. So that is 66 poops at the very least. One of the things that is frustrating is you don't get to spend as much time as you would like with the dogs. So unfortunately, 23 dogs, even if I was to walk those dogs for 10 minutes each per day, which is not very much, that's 240 minutes, which is nearly 4 hours of time walking dogs. So unfortunately, as much as you love the dogs, you do not get as much time as you want to sit with them and enjoy their company. Now, expenses, the one thing that probably stops most people opening a shelter, and I wanted to tell you that's not actually as expensive as you would think. Things like food are not expensive. It doesn't really add up to too much. What really does kill you are the vet bills. If you have one dog, you probably know how expensive it is to go to the vet, or surprise injuries or surprise illnesses. Times that by 23 and you suddenly have a dog at the vet nearly every day actually with something. If you think that you have a shelter and you might have 15 or 20 dogs, whatever your number is, you think you're full, while everybody that knows you wants to give you a dog from the street. You just cannot take every single dog that people want to give you. So the hard thing about owning a shelter is that you will end up having to say no an awful lot. Now, before I get on to the last 5, one thing that would help us massively is if you hit subscribe. It really does help us save more dogs and spread the word about the work we do here at Happy Doggo Land. Now, if you have a dog at home, you probably know that they love their routine. They'll wake up for breakfast, they'll go for their walks, they'll be waiting for their dinner 3 minutes before it's due in your house. Well, it's the exact same as that in a shelter. What actually happens is they all get on the same routine. So the dogs all know that their dinner is at about 5 o'clock. They know their breakfast is at 7 a.m. What happens here is if their dinner's not ready at 5 o'clock, they'll let you know about it at 5 past 5. You'll have 24 very angry dogs stomping around, barking, grumbling. They'll let you know it's dinner time. If you own a shelter, you're never ever gonna sleep in. That's a fact. The dogs do not ever have a lie-in. So in Thailand where we are, they're up at about 10 past 6 in the morning, ready for action. So if you're a little bit sick, if you have a hangover, if you want to sleep in, you can forget about it. The dogs will be up ready for action at 10 past 6 in the morning. Now, another one is that something is always broken. We have dogs pulling at fences, we have humans coming and going. There is not a day where there is not something broken, and that is something that you just have to learn to fix yourself, because you can't call the plumber, the electrician every single time, or else you'll be broke. So owning a shelter, you have to become a jack of all trades. The other thing about a shelter is you are always full. It doesn't matter if you've got capacity for 30 dogs or 40 dogs or 50 dogs. Whatever the capacity is, you will always be full. There are so many dogs in the world that need help. There are so many people trying to get them into shelters. There's so many people who don't have anywhere to put their dogs. There are so many people surrendering dogs, giving up their dogs, leaving the country. You will always be full. Now, the last one is that you will always be worried. So for example, if you have your own dog and you've ever had a dog who's been sick, you know how worrying that is. There will always be a dog who is in some sort of small illness, big illness, broken legs. There'll always be something that is on your mind 7 days a week. So worry is one thing that you will have with the shelter. Now, I don't want to make everything seem negative. I'm here in paradise. Having 24 dogs to be around all day is absolutely amazing. We see some wonderful things. They show us how to bounce back. Shelter life is amazing. We try and do it a little bit differently here. We're in the middle of the jungle. It's a place that's full of hope. It's a place where we try and find new homes for dogs. But I wanted to give you a little bit of reality, and those are the 10 things that you should probably think about if you ever want to actually have your own shelter. Thanks very much for watching, and a like or a subscribe is always massively appreciated.